Mind Miracles, Real World Mentalism and Mind Reading Secrets. Yes, indeed. As you can see, this is a book, but it's not just any book. It's a big book. Many pages. Just short of 400 pages information-packed book. There we go. Mind Miracles by Jonathan Royal. That's me. And yes, you will, inside this book, learn every secret and element of the show that this poster was for, Egg, Sausage and Peas, a bizarre comedy psychic style show which will give you food for thought. But just because I presented it as a bizarre comedy psychic style show, the truth is you can take the routines and present them in a more serious body language expert style, or a more serious psychic mind reader style. Whatever your particular persona is, you can adapt these routines easily. Now, inside this book, there are indeed, of course, pictures and photos along the way. And there's also these things. We'll come back to them in a minute, but QR codes. And the reason for that will become clear in a moment. It starts off with comments from some of the leading names in magic and mentalism. Peter Turner, British mentalism legend Eddie Burke, Rosalind Walker, Mike Phillips. And there's quite a few pages of comments from people around the world, including Roger Curson, creator of the miracle sign card in envelope, Robert Phipps, television body language expert, and even internationally famous psychic clairvoyant Philip Solomon has made comment on the contents of this book. There's magicians, mind readers, mentalists, ones who perform seriously, or also those that perform comedy-wise. And they're all saying that the routines that you will learn that make up that Egg, Sausage, Peas show are worth a weight in gold to any serious performer such as yourself, which is why we start this book. After the reviews, there's also republished reviews from Stephen Tucker in the International Brotherhood of Magicians IBM Budget magazine, or as it's now known, the Keyring. Reviews from Magic Scene magazine and Vanish Magic magazine, all of which saying that this is material that packs small and plays massive on the biggest stages, but can also be adapted for close-up. Now, it was originally released as a 3 DVD set. What we've done now, Lois, because it's no longer available in that format, is taken all of the video from the project and placed it onto Vimeo as high-definition videos where possible. Others are more unclear, but you can still learn from them, because it depended on the performance venue. But these are performance venue QR codes. And you can either go to the links that's given in the book, type them in by hand, or just scan the QR code to be taken directly to the video. Now, there's tons of these QR codes in the book. In total, actually, you're going to get access to, it's well over 30, in fact, as I think about it, it's nearer to 40 hours of training videos, because you're going to get a complete body language training course, a complete course in mentalism skills, as well as all the explanations of this complete 2.5 hour theatre show. So the first section of the book essentially is the 2.5 hour theatre stage show, but it can also, the routines be used in parlour, and many of them can be scaled down for close up. And then in the next section, well, in that next section, we then break down chapter by chapter many of the routines that made up the Egg, Sausage, Peas mentalism show that you will have learned from the first section, but we take a deeper dive into the routines, how they can be adapted to different venues, for corporate clients to help promote their message, and all that kind of stuff. So the next chapters are made up of each of those routines separately dealt with in more depth. And then in the next section, and then you learn Blind Man's Out of This World. This is essentially an audience member is hypnotised or placed into a heightened state of synchronicity, or if you so choose, just told to close their eyes and keep them closed. It can be as simple as that. And they ultimately deal out a deck of cards that's been mixed up, and the end result is, much to the amazement of all the witnesses, is that without any potential visual, audio or any other clues, they've managed to separate the deck into red and blacks. The age-old Out of This World, but taken to another level. And then in the next section, here you learn the real world Akan, any card, any number, the so-called burglar's effect. Now, my stage version you've learned already earlier in the book has 3 killer endings. You could use it in close-up, but you'd have to carry around 2 decks of cards. It'll make sense when you watch the performance, because both are used fully visible in front of the audience. With this, only 1 deck of cards is used. In fact, it can be a borrowed deck without any pre-show work, thus making it better for close-up. And that's what you'll learn in that chapter. Then we've got a real big chapter called The Astrologer's Dream, Direct Star Sign Mentalism. And that's what it is. There's methods in there for walking up to a complete stranger, telling them exactly what their star sign is, with no pre-show work, without any prior research of any kind, without any real psychic ability, although it'll look like you have got that, because you don't get them to write anything down, and you get it invariably right, without any progressive anagrams, no asking them to do any complicated mathematics. You can learn it it's basically the cleanest star sign divination ever published, and some more recently published versions by big names in mentalism and magic have failed to credit me. I can prove that this was published well over a decade ago, well over a decade ago originally, in other publications of mine. But all credit to Paul Vudini, who has a work out on star sign mentalism. He has credited the inspiration he got from this. But also I then go beyond that and tell you how to point at numerous members of an audience, random strangers, nothing set up, no pre-show, have them stand up and you tell them exactly their star signs. And further, we also tell you how to go a step further and tell them the exact day they were born and the date of birth, as well as their star sign. Then I teach you beer goggles. Drops of beer reveal where the sign coin is hidden. That's one presentational angle. The other is it can be muscle reading, or it can be that you can feel the heat off energy off metal. You can present this how you want. Ultimately, in an essence, 6 metal bottle tops from beer bottles and a borrowed coin. Nothing's gimmick whatsoever. When you're out of the room, blindfolded or your back's turned, a coin is placed under one of the bottle caps, but in a line with the others. They're all mixed up. There's no way you could know. You're brought back into the room or turn around or the blindfold's removed. There's no blindfold peep required. You genuinely don't see where it goes, and yet you eliminate the 5 empty bottle caps one at a time, leaving the 1 cap with the coin underneath. Or if you want to, you can present it so you immediately reveal where the coin is. I found, though, especially on my European television show that you get links to watch, that it got a better reaction when we eliminated the bottle caps, 5 of them leaving just the one with the coin underneath. In the next section, it's not for everyone, psychic belly button reading, or navel gazing as I call it. But I always do it tongue-in-cheek. It gets great laughs, but also people buy into it as being serious. It's a great way of doing personality readings, but it's my presentational frame for Vogel's second spot, or Animan's pseudo-psychometry. And there's numerous methods taught using paper bags for the objects to go in, or jiffy envelopes, or cards in envelopes. Numerous ways taught to do the pseudo-psychometry second spot routine that pack flat, play massive, and give it a unique element and angle that no one else out there is doing. Well, very few, because some people obviously are. I could have licensed it to some already, but you're going to learn some real gold in that chapter. Then we've got Royal's Real World Centre Tear. This is my work on the centre tear. You get a QR code and a link that will take you to a video that's about half an hour long, demonstrating the technique, teaching you uses for it. And the thing about this is that they see you rip up what they've written down, and there's justification given for this on the video as to why you're doing it. We overcome those issues. And then the torn pieces are placed on their hands, and they hold on to the torn pieces. You then proceed to do your mind reading, and at the end, they've got the torn pieces in their hands. All of them. If they take them away and did a jigsaw, which would take them ages, but if they did, they'd see they've got every single piece of that paper. And therefore, any old thoughts, if they did know anything about the centre tear, shall we say, they'd seen something on the internet, would be completely cancelled out as a method, because it would not be possible for them to have all the bits, would it? There's some real good work on the centre tear, and also combining cold reading techniques, and we give you links and resources. That alone gives you material that you can do an entire close-up act with if you wanted, and also loads of stage routines as well. Gifted is the ultimate signed card or banknote to box routine. It's available for magic dealers under that name as a routine in its own right, but it's included here in the Mentalism book. Why? Because rather than loading a signed banknote or card or whatever into the box that someone's been holding throughout the show, you can load in a prediction that you've written using pocket writing, or you've written in full view when doing double writing on a clipboard, or using one of the many other methods that you will learn in the book through the additional video training that's included. It's a great way of apparently having a prediction on view from the start of the show that somebody can actually be given to hold, and lo and behold, at the end, boom, in there is written what. And it's dead low cost because it's a gift box you can buy in a high street card store. In this chapter, you see various press cuttings from Psychic News from 1991, where incidentally I was still only 15 at the time, but they proclaimed me the new Uri Geller and Doris Stokes rolled into one. Not just because of my apparent ability to put people in contact with the dead, tell them about the past, present and future, but because I demonstrated telepathy and thought transference. That entire routine that gained me an international reputation is taught in this book. And it's shown how it can be a short 10-minute routine, but it can in fact be, with everything that's taught in here, a complete mind-blowing 20 to 30-minute act, all of its own, that fits it in your inside jacket pocket, but fills the biggest of stages. I'm going to give you QR code access, I'm currently covering it with my hand, to my complete Order of the Magi Magic and Mentalism lecture that I did in 2016. There's dozens of mind reading routines, real world, taught in there. And in the next section, Royal's 14th step to mentalism. So called because it's a bit like a video version of the 13 steps to mentalism, but it goes beyond that. You're taught mentalism techniques, pocket writing, nail writing, double writing, how to use gimmicks, how to structure routines. You're taught how to combine hypnosis with magic and mentalism. This is a complete weekend training seminar that took place in Manchester, England, was filmed. In attendance were people like Russell Hall from Magic in Sheffield, who said it was one of the most bizarre, but bizarre in a great positive way, events he'd ever been at, and that it was full of gold. Well, these videos have sold on their own for $200 at a time in the past. I'm giving you access to them via QR codes in this chapter, so you can learn basically everything you need to be able to put together your own unique mentalism routines. And in the next section, aptly as 2023 is the 50th anniversary of Uri Geller shooting to world fame, bending spoons, forks, keys and other metal objects, this section will give you my thoughts on that and give you access to a training video where I teach you numerous impromptu, ungimmicked methods you can use in the real world for stage, close-up and in all other arenas. And in the next section, Word Prediction 2016, the ultimate show closer for magicians and mentalists. Search that on Murphy's and you'll get a description of what the routine is. This is something that's included, was originally published in Club 71's magazine, published by Repro Magic, which is extracted with permission from the Mentalism and Mind Reading Secrets of Repro Magic's volumes 1, 2 and 3, more details of which are on mentalismsecrets.co.uk. And this is, as it says, the ultimate show closer for magicians and mentalists, worth the price of entrance alone. As a bonus, I'm also going to give you QR codes and private video links to the complete Body Language Secrets Revealed multi-video training set presented by television body language expert Robert Phipps. If you don't know who he is, search him on the internet. He's been on world news programs, TV shows galore. He is the guy you want to learn body language from. And yes, both he and me, the special guest, do teach you ways that this can be applied genuinely to magic and mentalism performances, both as a presentational angle, but also as a genuine method. And in the next chapter, then math, magic and superpower memory secrets. Yes, you're going to learn the Knight's Tour, various versions of magic squares, how to do rapid calculations in your mind, how to remember a whole long list of words the audience have generated on the spot and then call them out backwards, forwards, all the odd numbers, all the even. There's a complete career if you wanted to study the videos you're getting access to in this section. You could become a maths wizard and memory master, and it all combines in with mentalism and magic as well. Next, you're going to learn all about Royal's Swiss Army Knife Mentalism and Fortune Telling deck. This is, well, it's a deck that is made up of picture cards, photographs, and can be used for fortune telling, for mentalism routines, for magic routines. It involves a memory system, but it's unlike anything else out there. It's not a case of you see the picture and, you know, a member of the public might go, that picture conjures up the idea of this. It's several steps removed. It takes you several. It's layered. You need to read it to understand. But I believe that that's worth many times the cost of the book alone. And in the next part, and of course at the end, I give you some adverts for other things like the Mentalism and Mind Reading Secrets of Repro Magic Volumes 1, 2 and 3, which you can get more details on at mentalismsecrets.co.uk. But yeah, it's a massive book. It's big. There's dozens of hours of video, complete body language course, complete maths magic course, complete memory magic course, a complete step-by-step course to take somebody who knows nothing about mentalism to knowing about pocket writing, thumb writers, double writing, how to bend metal, how to use the one-ahead principle. Basically, everything you need to put together a full, complete close-up stage, cabaret parlour, in fact, routines for all performance arenas and types of clients is in this book, which you can get for £49.70 United Kingdom sterling as a real book delivered to your door from Amazon.com or Amazon.co.uk. Or if you want the PDF version, go to any major magic dealer.